Hello and welcome to today's MJ News Digest, October 14, 2020. How are you doing? Here are today's headlines. Auction overload, court update, Darkchild on Invincible sessions, was Diana Ross the love of MJ's life, MJ's chef secrets, celebrating the Moonwalker Car, and MJ in Animal Crossing. So, our first story is Michael Jackson's personal art collection and rare memorabilia up for auction. Michael Jackson's career marks an iconic era in the history of pop, and he will always be missed. But fans of the King of Pop will be happy to learn, will we, that Guernsey's auction house will be hosting the treasures once owned by Michael Jackson sale on October 23rd. It includes 70 bronze sculptures and other decorative items collected by Jackson, as well as memorabilia related to his music career. The event is extra special as it's the only auction believed to feature items recovered from a previous planned sale of Jackson's possessions in 2009, which was cancelled due to legal complications. So I gather this is was it the Julian's auction from 2009 that Michael Jackson put a stop to? He didn't want his personal items out there. What do you think? What do you think about Michael's personal items being put up for auction? Anyway, so this goes on to say that highlights from the sale include a present that Jackson received from Elizabeth Taylor to an original copy of the Jackson 5's first recording contract. If you go over onto the Guernsey's website, you can actually view the catalogue. I'll link this in the description. Excuse me. So, Treasures Once Owned by Michael Jackson, October 23rd, online auction. And it has photos of everything and a description. So it's things like statuettes, figures, bronze sculptures, etc. Prices, like for example this one, Cupid, $40,000 to $60,000 US. Oh, there's a lot of items here, isn't there? But it's not the only auction of Michael's personal items, as we've covered before on MJ News Digest. So over on eBay, these have been on eBay for a while now. And some of these might look familiar to you. I've covered these before on different auction sites. I gather these didn't sell. I think a lot of these are from Frank Cassio. They look very similar, or very similar to the previous items. So there's clothes apparently that Michael wore, and this, a collection of spoons from Neverland for $2,100. A little statuette there, a camera apparently once owned by Michael, a cat figure for $1,490, and this little snowman Christmas decoration for $1,169. I don't agree with Michael's personal possessions being sold off like this. What do you think? Would you bid for something like this? Have you bid for something like this, and do you own any of Michael's personal possessions? Okay, so let's go on to our next story. Excuse me, I have a frog in my throat. This is good news from Twitter. This is from the MJJ repository. Thank you very much. Great news, everyone. Last week, Larry Nimmer applied for and received permission to film the court proceedings in the same manner of Dan Reed. So Larry is the producer of The Untold Story of Neverland and was the videographer who filmed Neverland to debunk 2005 claims. So as I've reported before, reported as if I'm the reporter of YouTube, as if I've covered before that obviously Dan Reed is filming Leaving Neverland 2 and is filming the court proceedings, but now we have someone on Michael's side, a pro MJ cameraman or videographer filming the court proceedings as well. So hopefully we will get a more balanced view. This is good. The MJ estate didn't want to film the proceedings. Perhaps Larry's working for them, who knows. Anyway, Vlad TV exclusive, Darkchild on Michael Jackson asking him to produce his final album. So Vlad has interviewed Rodney Jerkins, and he has been putting out these little video clips, and now there's been a couple about Michael Jackson. So the first one was about the Sony publishing, and this is about the Invincible sessions.
Like, just Michael took me to school. I always tell people, like, that was college for me. It really was. I learned business things that I didn't know in the publishing area that I didn't know from him. I learned how to challenge myself in a different way, musically, melodically. You know, he just taught me a lot, man. He taught me so much, and we built the friendship, like, beyond the music, like outside. He'd come to my house, from my parents' house, for dinner and dessert and stuff, like just randomly. I want some peach cobbler. Can your mom make me some peach cobbler?
Okay, dear me, true love story. Apparently Diana Ross and Michael Jackson. This is by Mariana G. Kane DD. Don't know what the DD stands for. Diana Ross, 14 years older, was the love, apparently, in Michael Jackson's life. She was his mother, his lover, and his friend. She was the love that always escaped him. Oh, so this article starts off with some history of the Jackson 5 and how Michael met Diana Ross. Apparently this is proof. This from the history book, My Special Thanks to Diana Ross, or the history album booklet. Apparently it's MJ's love note to Diana. Apparently Michael thought that she was the perfect woman, and he thought a woman had to look like Diana to be beautiful. It says here allegedly they were engaged twice. Both times she broke off the engagement. Marrying a 14.5 year younger than her, Michael Jackson, would have been a career killer. Would it? Anyway, there's also a bit here from J. Randy Taraborelli, who's always talking truth, isn't he? So this is from one of his books where he says that apparently during the filming of The Wiz, they got it on. Here's Michael in front of a cardboard standee of Diana Ross, and then it says here, Michael Jackson always carried this photo of him and Diana all over. Yeah, he's really going to fit that in his pocket, isn't he? And this apparently is a room in Michael's house devoted to Goddess Diana. I haven't seen this photo before. Is it Michael Jackson's house? Which house? Interesting. That goes on to say that apparently, in Moonwalk, Michael did say that he was hurt and a little jealous because he'd always loved Diana. That was when she got married. David Guest said, Michael told me about being on the set of a movie and one of the leading ladies invited him to her room to watch a movie, and I guess the saying would be she jumped his bones. That probably happened on more than one occasion. Frank DeLeo said, I know some of the stars Michael had been with and I'll take that to my grave. It's Michael's business, isn't it? No one else. It then, oh dear, goes on to say that Dirty Diana is about Diana Ross. Apparently the song is 100% about Diana Ross. She was the love of his life, and it goes on into detail about how and why the video is all about Diana. Oh, it's just absolutely ludicrous. Okay, on to something nicer. This is from Starlight Sun on Twitter. Thank you, Leanne. Last week, a Japanese TV program called Lost Gourmet revealed the recipe of Michael Jackson's favourite food while he stayed in Japan during the band tour. This thread is about some of the things they talked about and, of course, the recipe. And there's a screenshot of the show there. This is really interesting. Mr. Takaya, now 70, is currently working as a school lunch chef, but he has a surprising past. He was the personal chef for Michael during the bad tour in Japan, and he showed his precious memorabilia and talked about how he was chosen. There he is. There's the hat that Michael gave him, a signed t-shirt, an autograph, and there he is holding a photo of him and Michael. Mr. Itami, Michael's bodyguard in Japan, also made a brief appearance talking about Michael getting sick with laryngitis and postponing 2 of his concerts, and the firing of the previous chef. Some photos there of Mr. Itami with Michael and with Bubbles. Mr. Takaya didn't want to become a private chef apparently, so he went to the job interview because he was asked to, but without any expectations. When asked if he knew who MJ was, he said he didn't, and apparently that's how he got the job. He didn't have a chance to speak with the previous chef, so he had to start from zero. He was told to keep 3 things in mind. The food should be vegetarian, the main course should be beans, and the food should be easy to eat with a spoon. So like most of us, Michael has issues with chopsticks. He also talked about Michael doing pranks on him every day, and that one time he had to sing a Japanese folk song for the King of Pop. Mr. Takaya prepared several dishes, more than 300 in total. He took notes and he carefully watched what Michael liked or disliked. Apparently Michael didn't eat well, but tofu was a game changer. So the chef started to make various tofu dishes, and one of those became Michael's favourites. He wanted to eat it every day, and it was a tofu hamburger steak. And there is a recipe coming up, so you can make this yourself. I'll link this in the description. So there's a recipe for the tofu burger. Also instructions on how to make it. There it is. Looks nice, doesn't it? And also a recipe or the ingredients for the actual sauce as well. There are a few special ingredients required in this recipe. The key ingredients to make it meat-like are soybeans for texture and red miso for colour and taste. Oh, thank you so much for that. I love this kind of thing. I want to find the the actual video. I wonder if this is on YouTube. Okay, so next story, Yanko Design. The Lancia L concept celebrates the 50th anniversary of the iconic Stratus Zero. When I first saw this, I thought this car looks familiar. If it was a different colour, it reminded me of the car from Moonwalker, and as I read through this article, I realised that I was correct. So where is it? Here we go. The Stratus Zero, as iconic and groundbreaking as it was, and the fact that it appeared in Michael Jackson's Moonwalker. So I wanted to do some more research on this. As some of you know, I'm working on a Things You Didn't Know About Moonwalker video, much like the Captain EO one from a month or so ago. So this was a timely bit of research. So here we go, I found this. This was on eBay. Ex-Moonwalker video Stratus Zero replica. This article isn't exactly correct, but just bear with me. So there's a photo of the replica car, not as it appeared in Moonwalker. Apparently this replica was built, well, it wasn't built, it was restored by movie car maker Andy Saunders, although that's not quite correct either, but we'll get into that in a minute. It then goes on to say here that the original car was brown, not orange, and that apparently Michael wanted the car to be orange. Again, that's not true. As the car appeared in Moonwalker, it was silver. But there is, was there something that I've missed here? No. Okay. It was going for $100,000. This replica. I don't know if it sold. I didn't find any evidence of whether it did sell at that price. But we'll go over to Andy Saunders' website because there's a bit more information on there. Here is some more photos. There's a photo there of the car with one of the guards from Moonwalker in front of it. Cool. Now, I don't agree with Michael's personal items being sold, but I do agree with movie props. So here's Andy Saunders' website. So this is after he restored the car. But there's some good information here. So it says here that so he found this in 2003. And he realised that it was a film prop, just the shell from Michael Jackson Moonwalker. It says here, when the film was being made, Michael had a film prop company make not one but 3 body shells to be used in the film to metamorphosize from the Zero into Michael. So obviously in the film we see Michael's shadow kind of transforming into the car, but it looks like the original concept was that we would see an actual physical transformation from the car into Michael. So he bought the shell, or the prop, and he transformed it into what you can see on the screen there. But there's a couple of photos here of what the car looked like when he was working on it, or when he bought the shell, and they're here. So yeah, that looks almost exactly as it did in Moonwalker. Interesting. I wonder if he kept the car or if he sold it. Anyway, on to my favourite news from today. This is our YouTube recommendation of the day, combining 2 of my absolute favourite things, Michael Jackson and Animal Crossing. Do you play Animal Crossing? If you do, let me know in the comments below. Maybe we can visit each other's islands. So this is a video of Michael Jackson in Animal Crossing. My character in Animal Crossing is dressed in the Thriller costume, or the Thriller outfit for Halloween. I'm a bit of a geek when it comes to Animal Crossing, but this is cool. I had to include this. So this is Michael in Animal Crossing. I will play a little bit of this now and link this in the description. And that's it for today's MJ News Digest. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe. Let's get to 1,000 subscribers, because the best is yet to come.